Some GOP leaders took the time to come visit South Texas, and not much of a photo opportunity. There was kind of a quiet visit. I saw a little bit of traffic online, and of course, there was a write up in the Monitor, and that's about it. And then all I hear is these proposals, some proposals calling for more border fencing and all that type of stuff. So immediately a pushback by some local leaders. That's not a good idea. And joining us on 710 KURV from McAllen Economic Development is Keith Patridge. Keith, welcome back to the show. Did you get a chance to review some of the potential new proposals from the GOP that I understand pretty much have been shot down so far?
Yeah, I understand the bill is in trouble right now, but and what I guess is a little bit troublesome to us is that the damage has still been done for our community, because they come down, they start talking about, they do their photo op on the river in the armored gunboats, and then they go into a press conference and say that they're going to bring in Afghanistan war machinery to station on the border so that they can have troops down here to secure the border. Well, from our standpoint, that sends the wrong message for us. We've been dealing with this message for years, and we've been used as pawns by different political entities on both sides of the aisle to try to make a point. It really is impacting our community and our ability to create jobs and generate new businesses.
Okay, let's lay the proper foundation here. Are you in favor of more border security? And if so, what would it be in your mind? If not, it's just a flat out no.
Well, yes. I don't think anyone is proposing that we not have borders. Well, I guess there are a few that are proposing we don't, but we're in favor of a secure border.
Okay.
However, by bringing military troops and military equipment down here, what does that do to secure the border? As I last understood, they have no authority to apprehend. They have no authority to do anything other than tell the Border Patrol, who does have authorization to apprehend, where the people crossing the border are at. And so that's a problem. The second thing is it really gets beyond the whole issue of physical security. It gets to the point where we really need to start looking at what the problem is and how we address that problem through the visa programs. Through the actual enforcement of the law. Right now, even if a Border Patrol agent picks up someone that crosses the border illegally, what do? They take them to a processing center, process them, and then in many cases let them go and say, show up on a hearing. And they never show up.
It's worse now, Keith. Now they're asking, hey, you might qualify for the president's new executive action. Let's check on that. And that's new policy that's rolling in their ranks. Joining us on 710 KURV, Keith Patridge from McAllen Economic Development.
Yeah, Keith, Tim Sullivan here. In my mind, you're all making great points. The perception is poison, indeed. But
it certainly is.
How do you get your points across to some of these members of Congress who are on their own agenda? I mean, forget the facts. They're going to move forward with what they think will work, and even though the evidence shows it won't. And we saw, as you pointed out, we saw a real good example of that with, Sean Hannity's visit down here. They come down here, they tour the border, they visit the ports of entry, and use the visit to reinforce their own mistaken beliefs, and they bring it back to Washington. How do you fight against that?
I think, Tim, what we have to focus on is the whole issue of getting back to statesmanship in government rather than this playing gotcha with one another. We really need the political leadership, I think, to become statesmen and look at what's in the best interest of the whole country rather than in particular political positions. And that's something that I think, that's the point that I want to make. This is not one party or the other. This is the whole system has got to change. We have to start focusing on what's in the best interest of the country.
Mike McCall's office is not that far from us up in Austin, and I know you guys have been taking buses back and forth and Southwest Airlines planes back and forth to Austin to talk with lawmakers. Just kind of scurry over to Mike McCall's office and take a delegation from economic development offices and chambers and the RGV chamber and even the water district guys and say, hey, you might want to talk to us who live on the border and are trying to create businesses and business opportunity on the border, what our opinion is when it comes to securing the border. Because we'd like to, as you said, we would like, yes, to secure the border. We'd like to see more border security, but what you're talking about is
But how many times have you done that, Keith, already? You've made trips to Washington. You've talked to Cornyn, McCall, all of these guys already in the past several times.
There have been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of airline tickets bought from many groups in the Valley going to make our point. What I would like to do is the other way. I would like to really invite Representative or Chairman McCall and his committee down to McAllen, Texas for a hearing where he doesn't bring in or do the gunboat shows. He comes down here and he has a hearing where he can literally talk to the leaders in the community and hear what we think needs to be done. He never gives us a chance. We were not notified that he was coming into town this weekend.
Yeah.
I find out about it from the news media.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, no, you're not the only one, pal. Although a few local leaders did get a chance, but yes, it needs to be more inclusive of the real leadership in South Texas that lives here and does business here and realizes what life is like. And by the way, before I let you go, you're not against gunboats, are you? Totally.
Oh, no,
I mean,
not at
these
all.
guys need to protect
I
themselves
think
in case the cartels start, firing it in their direction because they can't get their loads across the river.
I think we can address it in a different way other than a gunboat because the river isn't deep enough for very big gunboats.
All right, man. That's Keith Patridge. He's the Economic Development Director for McAllen, joining us on 710 KURV.